This is episode 15 of our trip to Alaska. It includes our visits to Wrangell St. Elias National Park, Canada's Kluane National Park, and Haines, Alaska. After leaving Valdez, we traveled 691 miles to Haines. Along the way, we stopped to explore Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Canada's Kluane National Park. Wrangell St. Elias National Park is our nation's largest national park with 13.2 million acres of wilderness. It includes 9 of the 16 highest peaks in the United States. It has been described as North America's mountain kingdom. It also contains North America's largest number of glaciers. One glacier, the Malaspina, is larger than the state of Rhode Island. Mount St. Elias, located in the national park, is 18,008 feet high. It is the second highest peak in the United States. Due to its sheer size and mountainous terrain, access to much of the park is mostly limited to adventurers who fly into the park for backcountry hiking, mountaineering, wildlife viewing, rafting, or stepping back in time into Alaska's mining history. However, there are 3 access points for people who want to visit by automobile: the Copper Center Visitor Center, the Nabonisa Road, and the McCarthy Road. We accessed the park on Nabonisa Road. Nabonisa Road offers 42 miles of stunning views, but be aware that much of the road is primitive in nature, with multiple stretches of the road being washed out as it was when we visited. Thankfully, we have a 4-wheel drive F-350 Super Duty, so we were able to make it down most of the road. Kluane National Park borders the east side of Wrangell St. Elias National Park. It consists of endless miles of high mountain peaks and massive valley glaciers. Kluane National Park, much like Wrangell St. Elias, is best accessed by air. Home to 17 of Canada's 20 highest peaks, Kluane is known worldwide for its wilderness recreation, including rafting past glaciers, exploring high mountain passes on multi-day backpacking trips, or exploring more accessible adventures at Kathleen Lake, where great hikes can be found just off the highway. Unfortunately, many of the park's hiking trails were closed due to bear activity when we were there. However, we did get a chance to hike on one of the area's trails and visit Kathleen Lake. This is an uncommon glacier referred to as a rock glacier. It slowly moves mountains of rocks with very little to no visible signs of ice. A fun fact about Haines is that it was featured at the conclusion of El Camino, the 2019 epilogue film to the series Breaking Bad. Jesse Pinkman obtained a new identity, escaped Albuquerque, New Mexico, and relocated to Haines. Haines is a small town of 1,657 people. It was established during the Klondike Gold Rush along an existing Native American trade route that was turned into a toll road known as the Dalton Trail. The Dalton Trail led to the riches of the Klondike gold fields. The trail became such a heavily traveled route to mining districts that the U.S. Army established Fort Seward there in 1903, Alaska's first permanent post. Haines is known for its stunning mountain and ocean landscape, hiking, backpacking, wildlife viewing, photography, kayaking, fishing, whale watching, rafting, interesting museums, and a thriving arts community. While we were there, we searched for eagles and bears along the Chilkoot River, hiked on the area's beautiful trails, visited an incredible wildlife center, toured Fort Seward, and visited Haines Hammer and Sheldon Museums. The Sheldon Museum is a nationally accredited museum that houses an extensive collection of indigenous artifacts and pioneer and gold rush history and artifacts. You can't miss the Hammer Museum. There is a 20-foot tall hammer outside in front of the museum. The museum is the world's only museum completely dedicated to preserving the history of the hammer. The Hammer Museum portrays the complex history of the ordinary tool. We were mesmerized by this unusual museum. The museum's 6 galleries feature over 2,500 hammers that provide a unique view of the past. From ancient times to the present day, the hammer tells the story of man's progress and ingenuity.
And this helped drive the Industrial Revolution well into the 20th century. And we don't have modern day civilization without things like these. Inextricably linked we are with our tools throughout our human history. So these are all hammers used for people with one arm. You can see this advertisement from 1866 with a one-armed man swinging this hammer right here. Why might there be a surplus of one-armed men in 1866? Civil War. These are all things that cross cultures, dating back millennia, that actually make life worth living and create our entire civilization. You don't tend to think of it, they're all hammers. These were donated by Tim Allen. If you remember that show, Home Improvement.
Fort William H. Seward was a military outpost that was established during the Gold Rush era. The fort provided a policing presence for miners moving into the gold mining areas in the Alaskan interior. The fort is named for William H. Seward, the United States Secretary of State who oversaw the Alaska Purchase. It is a nationally recognized historic site that was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1978, where a number of barracks, officer housing, and parade grounds are maintained in private ownership today. Haines isn't just a favorite with humans. Late fall, thousands of bald eagles and a significant number of bears congregate at area rivers to feast on salmon. The gathering inspires what is now a well-established annual event called the Alaska Bald Eagle Festival. We weren't there during the late fall, but we decided we would go take a look and see if we could find any eagles or bears during the off-season. We found both on the Chilkoot River. The Haines area offers stunning hiking trails to hikers at all skill levels. The Kroschel Films Wildlife Center is not a zoo, it is an experience. We had the chance to tour the center with its owner, Steve Kroschel, Steve has been an independent filmmaker for the past 34 years and a wildlife expert for most of his life. He freelances for Disney Pictures, Paramount Pictures, Lionsgate, Universal, and many others, contributing to over 200 natural history documentaries. Steve and his way with animals makes visiting the center a must-do for anyone visiting the Haines, Alaska area. The tour is full of opportunities for up-close and personal experiences with over 15 species of orphaned Alaskan wildlife. The center's guided tour offers unparalleled opportunities to photograph animals in their natural environments. This is the start of our Kroschel Films Wildlife Center experience. Steve started our tour by demonstrating how he captures potentially dangerous grizzly bears that make their way to his remote wildlife center from time to time.
A grizzly, 1 in a million. Can't help it. Comes right down here. The artificiality of this means nothing to a bear. They're so egotistical. Steps right up, goes to the back, grabs the chicken, and gives it a good yank, you see. Triggers this spring little door to slam shut. Oh, locks, you got him before it can turn its arse around.
We then went to visit one of Steve's rescued wolves with Patrick. Patrick assists Steve with caring for the center's wildlife.
She's just over here now. We got her and her sister at the same time. No, okay. We're gonna move on, girl. You wanna take a nap? I'll be back later. This is the way she likes to play, right?
Steve then led us on a guessing game on the name of a bird of prey.
I love this signage. Falcon, no, you're getting warm. Not a bald eagle. Oh God, this is what we do these programs.
Hawk.
Hawk! What kind of hawk?
Red tail.
18. Red tail. Sir,
Is a gas.
you won.
Our group was then introduced to a snowy owl.
Snowy owls and other birds of prey since I was in diapers. He flies free here. And his name is Ook-Pick. Ook-Pick, the snowy owl. 5 years old. But the snowy owl is regal about the Arctic, I think. If he's full, you let him go and fly up in a tree and sit there. Please come back, please. You look at me like, who are you?
Next up, Steve captured our group's attention on a rescued red fox. Steve added some fun by taking Mark's GoPro and pretending Mark got into the red fox's enclosure to get a video.
Mark, for the love of God, don't go in there. Mark, stay back, Mark. Lower, Kenny. Oh, you gotta get the fox home. You gotta drop it down.
Following our experience with the red fox, Steve introduced us to a lynx after awarding a prize to the first person who could find the lynx in its enclosure. After learning about Alaska's mammoths and the many mammal skulls on display, Steve provided our group an up-close opportunity to learn about porcupines.
Might work this time. Her name is Aquila.
The center's wildlife has been provided a sanctuary that permits them to live wild in their natural habitat, allowing the wildlife to determine if they want to be part of a tour. To accomplish that, the center has incorporated a labyrinth of tunnels throughout the center, using PVC drainage pipe for the wildlife to join the tours if they would like to. The center's ingenious tunnel system allowed our group to experience wildlife in ways we wouldn't have thought possible, including the quickness of an Arctic fox.
Gotta do this. Go ahead. Keep barking. Keep barking. swore I saw something. Oh, it is there! Came out of the cabin, crossed the road in the sewage pipe and took a right turn. So, based upon the size and the color of the nose, what could it possibly be? A what? Now the ferret's the black-footed ferret, the wild version, ends in northern Saskatchewan. This one has to be a... Oh, gotta be a mink taking a nap.
Wow.
Behold the mink.
Take a picture. Take a picture.
How about, wait a minute, how about you pet its little arse? Go ahead.
It was then off to the reindeer, moose, wolverine, and grizzly bear habitats. The center's moose decided not to participate in the tour, so we used stock footage we have of a moose and picture from the center's photo gallery for this video.
All right, come over here, Mike. We need to call a moose out too. It's a bull though, and he's crazy. He's down in the swamp. He's doing the rut. Here's
The center's wolverines weren't able to participate in the tour either, so we used a picture from the center's photo gallery for this video.
Or with the wolverine too. That's impossible. How are you ever going? Who in this group has an iPhone that they're willing to risk? On video?
It is, yeah.
Okay. And what's your name?
Micah.
It's running.
Yep.
Micah! Don't go over there, Micah! Micah! Come back! Well, this is quite a little gift. Show it to others. I went up to Anchorage and brought her back. That was 2008. You know, when you bring in a grizzly bear, it's like adopting an unruly child for a good 40 years. Look at that. Orphan from Kodiak Island, the 12th grizzly I've raised. And I put two.
We also had a chance to see the center's very rare silver fox.
Cooperative here.
To complete the tour, our group was provided an opportunity to meet one of the center's wolves outside of its enclosure, and to see a pine marten, which is rarely seen in the wild. The center's stated mission is to enkindle visitors with an educative moment incorporating living Alaskan wildlife that blows one's hair back, and to provide a breathtaking window of the behavior of animals that enhances research, science, and educational wonder. The center certainly accomplished its mission.